Hello, everybody. We are back to the channel and back into Star Rupture. I'm Jed Freelance. I will be your host tonight, and we shall continue on. Update. The cough has not gone away, but I feel better. I still have some kind of a sore throat. It's going to show up a little bit. I just had dinner, so I had some stuff that kind of wet my whistle down a little bit, so still got a little bit of congestion, but not too much otherwise. So, we're going to go ahead and get back in. And I have stuff to show you guys. So, let me do this. So, after yesterday's stream, I went through and did a little bit more troubleshooting and a little thought process, and went back to the logistics hub, which is kind of like the main base. It's not sounding particularly reliable. Yes, and I'm going to have a wave here. I have more stuff set up. So, when this ends here, I will go out and show you those things. But none of it is working at the moment because our power situation is bad. Now, I did go back, and I went and found the... I ended up using up all the quartz that I had, as well as the ignitium, to get some research done. So now we can have solar power generation version 2.
Head to safety immediately.
I don't know if it's going to be a separate building, or if it's just has upgraded the solar panels. I think it's going to be an entirely different thing by itself. We also have new drone rails from that. If we can get some more ignitium, which is why this is such a good time, we will work on that. So, if we go in here, yep, it is a second building. It takes 400, so far more viable, but it also is a 130. It is 14 times stronger. It looks like it's also bigger too. It looks like it's a 9x9 rather than it's a 9 grid rather than a 4 grid. We have the new rails, which are probably going to look the same, but they just go faster. So the original ones, they transfer 120 items per minute, so they have a set rate. This is 204. This is 240, so it is double in speed, and it's 10 times the cost. So we'll get into other stuff where. So every time we have one of these things go off, I'm not going to go off doing my own thing. I'm going to go run out and get ignitium, because we need that for essentially all of these upgrades, which I've been dutifully lacking because I just haven't done squat. We'll be able to get better cargo launchers by just building more. So eventually we will be launching the 2.0 ones. If I had to guess, these are probably also bigger, but they will send things faster. So, so yeah, that's where we are right now. This is how it keeps going onward. If we get more of the ignitium and stuff like that, we can actually get supply support depots. These do 1,600, so it's a times 4 increase in it. So, I think we're okay for the time being. I am actually getting kind of low on food and stuff like that, so we do need to go out and spend some time just gathering things. But we're also going to be exploring for tonight. So, we also need to get defense stuff set up. So, you see how everything is red? We don't have enough power. So that's the whole point we're going to be spending here, and that means I'm actually going to need to get more in the way of the stuff. So, because of we don't have enough power, we also just can't get more building materials easily. So, we need to do a quick little fix. And then I will give you guys a quick little runaround of what the base has done, and then we can continue. Oh, I think I know partly why this is like this, because I've also separated everything from the solar panels. So, nothing's being used in the grid because there's nothing attached to the grid. So, let's go ahead and do a extendable walkway. Will that reach? Yes, it will. So, we're still don't have enough power. So we're using 775. It was just shy of 500 last time, guys. So yes, I've added a bunch of crap. Let's go ahead and throw in these new solar panels that we have. Yes, they are huge. These are 3x3s. So it is bigger in terms of size as well, but they're going to do so much more. So. A little bit slower. Aha! We just add 2, and we're good to go. That was a whole another 280 that I just added just by doing that. It's pretty amazing. I don't have enough resources there, but that's okay. We don't need to do that.
Dehydrated.
Oh, I'm low on dehydration. Yes.
Nice.
I've been eating through my figglers. I need to go get more, go out and get more pricklers. Make this more viable. So, let me go ahead and show you guys what I did. So, I have moved some stuff around. So, the building materials are over here now. So I actually have the wire. It's not the wire. It's the, just the straight up material that I have here. For the building materials, it's this stuff. Yeah, I just have it coming back here, and it just goes all the way around this back section. It just climbs its way up here, goes around these, and circles itself around back here behind the helium. The helium pulls out here, but now it goes that way and this way. So it goes 2 directions. I will show you through all of this, and hopefully my shenanigans make sense. So we will go ahead and start over here. So we have 2 lines that come over here. We have something that pulls up to allow us to get the wolfram powder that we need to get for the standard ammo. I can't yet make it through a building yet. I don't have it. I think it was called was it the compressor? I think is what it was called. Compressor or compiler or something like that. That is the unit we'll be using when that comes around. So the helium comes down here, and it runs around to here and joins up with this system. Now I've moved a couple things. The storage units are gone here, but more of this is here. So now we have the calcium powder and the calcium sheets come along here. So we've actually separated them from here. They'll come through here. They come around the back, around behind this furnace, and then are now joined up at this system. Like so. Now, I figured this was going to be a problem. We're going to have a lot of things happening here. This is going to clear up at some point. It's just kind of oppressive at the moment. So, what happens here is that this can do 2 things. One, it can split off the powder, and it can go up the hill and up to the base, or it can come out here and enter this system. Now, this looks like a mess now because I have done lots of building. There's lots of new stuff. It's going to be yanking for everything, essentially. So, we have our helium, we have our calcium powder, and we have our calcium sheets. The calcium sheets and the calcium sheets. Oh yeah. So I have ceramics being built here. In these 2, so ceramics are being built with the calcium sheets and the wolfram powder. And the reason why they're so stuck up is because there's lots of helium that needs to get sent through here as well. We have we have glass here, which takes the calcium powder and the helium. So that's what the helium is for. They come out the back here, and the glass just heads on into the system. We have here, the ceramics has to go into here to make the... This will make... I'm trying to remember. This is going to make something here. I think it makes the... This is going to make the synthetic silicon when we get to it, I think? Yes. Which means I've actually doubled up on work. That's okay. That's okay. I forgot that I actually made it so that it was over here. That's okay. So this stuff loops back around, and it comes over here, and it then comes into this system. I have started using so there's a single rail here. I really can't make it any better. I tried. It just didn't work very well. It's not well set up. So, go from here. We go up into our building. Now, this does 2 things. So we have our system set up. So we have things that come out here. Now, I did 2 lanes. Here's what I essentially did. I've made it so there's a singular lane here, and there's, unfortunately, things are not getting used the way I was hoping they would. I was hoping that we could have things separate out into these 2 lanes, and these lanes could go underneath the building. That's why this space was here. It was underutilized. I wanted to use it. and they would come out here. It looks like everything's going into a singular lane, which I'm not happy about. I kind of wish it would have gone both ways. It probably just doesn't understand logically what I was doing. I was hoping that it would. Doesn't look like it's worked. It doesn't look like it's panned out like I hoped it would, which is a little dumb. Hello, Zach. I am showing base renovations, and some of my planning has not gone to plan, unfortunately. I was just explaining how this congestion track does not work. Everything is backed up and is using a singular lane to go down rather than doing a split like I wanted. Now, most of this actually is going up there because the thing is going up there. So you see all the rotors and stuff. Well, that's Wolfram wire. That's a little different. So the stuff that needs to go up this way, stuff that actually fits into the system, would be the pipes that we've got going. We're pulling out the housing here. We've got rotors here. Glass will come into here, as will the ceramics. It all will go into here. So it's kind of what this is for. What needs to go through here, it'll come down along through here, and it goes on inwards in the system. I'm going to explain this while I also get the orbitals going, because we actually need to draw items in. I have briefly put helium in a storage unit here, but we actually need to grab a couple other things. So I think we need to get the ceramics going in the recipes. The buildings are all starting to... they're all starting to blur to me. Okay, so we need to get more of the stabilizers going. I think are these actually set up for the stabilizers? I think they're actually doing the stabilizers. Yes, so these will keep going, and that's fine as is. Yeah, so I'm going to have to rework some of the flow of this, but for the most part, it's working as intended, I think. I'm not having some major goof up where it's not taking, where certain units are not getting used. So, going back down where we were. So all this is getting used. Now, so something that I found out from watching the tutorial on how people make things two-tier. I also watched another video where somebody said, if you don't think of these as conveyor belts, think of these as roads. I'm not dealing with conveyor belt bulges. I'm dealing with traffic congestion. Essentially what I'm doing. And with that mindset, it actually has become a little easier.
Tourist status.
And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute here.
Status. Stable.
So I think what I need to do here is I actually need to scrap these and actually make 2 lanes. Yeah, this needs to be reworked. I'm not sure how I'm going to rework it, but it needs to rework, because apparently this is not working. So everything's trying to go into 1 lane where I've actually made a second and third lane, and they're just not being used, which is such a bummer. One way or another. So the stuff comes out over here. We also have hydrogen, or helium, sorry. We have helium that comes down here as well as up here. So what I've done with the system is I've made it so then this stuff can go up this way. So there we go. There is the stuff there. So if it gets here, it can either go around and go up here, or it will actually break off here and it goes up to the next level. From here on, it can build into here, or loop around, go up there, or actually break off and go here. So this is how we pull in this stuff. So how we pull in the things. So we'll pull out the stablers and stuff to be used here. Go along here. I have made a multi-rail here. It comes along, and it does 2 things. It splits off here. So this is what I had previously, and this is a mess, and I know it is because I've got lots of stuff going at once. It is just overflooding the system that I built. And I don't think I can do much to help. So we have 2 ways it splits off. One, it splits off here and it goes into the new machines, or it splits off here and goes into an earlier section. So I had all this before up to this furnace. This stuff is all new. So when I was talking about roads, this is what I mean. I have created something that I have dubbed, and I'm probably not the first who's done this. It is called the roundabout. So when stuff comes out of this system, it needs to go in 2 directions. It needs to come down and continue on its way to here, and onwards, or it needs to come into these machines to continue on. Specifically, things like the housing and the piping and stuff like that. So, items can come into here and go down this way and along, or they can come across any of these intersections one way, forward, and into these machines. You see, that pipe just cut right across, just like we're playing with a bunch of four-way streets, four-way intersections, but some of them are only one ways. So that's what we have there. What we have also here is we have items that can go along. Now, unfortunately, here's part of the problem, is that these items are not able to go a whole lot of crazy ways. So this is going to be a mess, but we're not going to be spending a ton of our time here. We're just going to let it build, essentially. So all these machines, they kick things out, they come back to here. So if we build something that goes into these reserves, like the housing or the pipes, they can go here, or they can continue on into this system. And this was a little... So this system here, it takes the housing and the piping. It actually is overlaid, so it's actually above. It's a giant system that does this, and it goes out this way, around the tube, reconnects, and now we're back to the storage stuff. If we have new stuff that goes in here, and these machines are not going at the moment because I don't have the stuff for them. I don't have the recipes. We're going to be adding new stuff in. Once we make enough of the glass will open something up, so then we'll actually have stuff going through here like this. See, now it's evening out. It looks like it's evening out just a little bit. So stuff that's going into the system can now come back out and rotate back into the system. Theoretically, logically, it should. I honestly don't know how effective it's going to be. It might just be utter kaput. I don't know. This might all go faster if I end up working on getting the machines upgraded. We'll do that in a later session. Anyway, so these machines here. So these ones are making our stabilizers. So 2 stabilizer machines and 2 of the stator machines. And that's what these are. These are making these machines that are going out and then getting pushed into these systems, getting pushed out and around these systems. When these new ones come in, these furnaces here, these are made to do these will do heat resistant shield, and then when those spit out, those can move on those can go on their way. And they don't, and nothing I currently make takes heat resistant shield. So they just leave the system and they just make their way out of it. The next row we have, I think, is my overdone stuff. It would take probably, I think this takes synthetic silicon. Now, I actually do want to have a lot of extra of this because I'm going to be building a lot more of the cargo stuff. That's needed for that recipe. So I think I've actually doubled up on making them. Once I get the blueprint for this will start cranking out. So it takes from another row, they feed into here, and then I've actually been working with the modular 3-ways to make it split off a little bit more conventionally than the roundabout. The roundabout, I have to make it so it's one rail and it's working multiple directions. Not effective. This is actually splitting off 3s to 3s to 3s. So I'm essentially splitting 9 into 3 into 3 into 3. When these are done, the synthetic... well, this also works because the synthetic silicon also then goes into the chemicals, which is another thing that I have to unlock. So that stuff all gets connected together and then goes back into the system, and we'll go back up to the third floor. So that's all that I did today, getting that set up. We now have the new power going, so everything's running. It looks like we've gotten more or less through a lot of the problem of the congestion at first. It's probably going to have some issues. Like I said, early access, and this is kind of my first attempt of doing something quite this heavy in terms of, like, making so many things. So it's probably just tripping on it. It's tripping its way through the system. Now, I also did another thing. I've also been working with getting the support pillars to work higher. So now, when we go over this, we are going above the entire facility at this height. Yeah, do you see how I'm getting all of the calcium stuff coming through from that facility? When we eventually unlock the cargo shipper stuff, I will cut out that belt, and I will have cargo shippers here that will send them into that valley there, so we don't have this giant line that we have to worry about. So, that's how that's working right now. And I'm glad I heard the skittering, because here come some troublemakers. Hey, stinkers.
Ready.
Oh, it's not ready yet. Okay.
Changing mags.
I feel like the grenade needs to be reworked a little bit. I think at some point it needs to auto refill. It should auto refill if you haven't done combat in like a couple of cycles or something. Because as of right now, you only get it to refill if you kill things.
Reloading.
Now, because we got stabilizers in the system, we can actually start getting our defense turrets set up. So I can actually set them up to defend the facilities so we don't have more of this stuff. I'll have to be rather selective where I put them because I don't know their range. I don't know how fast they go through ammo. All of that. I don't want to drop down 20 turrets around a base and go like, well, now I have to spend 5 minutes making 5,000 rounds of ammo because and doing it manually because I don't have the ability to make them automated. Then it's also going to become a question of, in the future, when I do this, how do I get the ammo into different locations? So I'm probably going to have some of the smaller places where I don't have like access to all of the... Some places where I don't have access to all of the resources to make a factory. I probably will do a spot facility that will make ammo and it sends it off somewhere. Is probably what we might do. So, that's the factory as of right now. And yeah, it's kind of where it is. Now, we're going to go back in here and we're going to take a look at the things that the recipes that we can unlock by adding things. And if I can start stealing some of the glass, because I know glass has to go into a couple different things. Ah! I hit that too early. So yeah, I've gotten this reworked, but yeah, this is not working as I had hoped. Which is a little bit of a bummer, but not much I can do with the space that I've given myself. But yeah, the glass is filling up quite nicely. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. So I think so. I finished up with all the rotors. I think. So go into our fabricator. It needs 200 glass. I don't know how much that has, but that's our applicator. That's tier 5 stuff. Let's go ahead and grab the glass that we have. How much have we got? We've gotten just under 200. I'm okay with this. Go ahead and just grab that, and we'll just wait for it to hook up us up the last little bit, and then we'll have the applicator done. Which should be good. There we go. I also have the potential. I could also take these because here's the thing: the factories that I built before, the calcium one and the wolfram and titanium one that are back on in the beginner valley, they're sitting idle right now. They're not doing anything. So I'm thinking of potentially adding the shipping stuff to add more of those materials into the system, so it's able to send that stuff to my later factories, so I don't have to start from scratch, essentially, every time, because that's kind of what I've been doing, is starting from scratch. Now here it made sense because there's lots of stuff here. I didn't need all of the stuff, I just needed some of it. So, we also have glass here. We'll do the intermediate building material in a minute. That has to be made. That has to have inductors made. Oh, I could make inductors. Yeah. Okay. So now we have fabricator times 2 because we were able to get everything that we needed for that. So just needed to build the fabricators, but we've unlocked all the fabricator recipes, which is awesome. And then we also need to get the ignitium. Okay. And then we have fabricator. Looks like that's checked out. It's done. I don't know why it's doing a second one. It might be showing, hey, this is the fabricator system. Yeah, we'll have to see. The smelter's done, so back to the furnace. We need ceramics for the inductor. We need glass. We need another 200 of glass for the heat-resistant sheet. Once we get that done, that can start cutting out because we have everything else that we need. We do not have the synthetic silicon. I'm thinking that and I can go ahead and grab powder and stuff like that. We want the synthetic silicon because once we do, we can start getting stuff further along. We are currently waiting on the stabilizers to be sent to here so we can get our defense turrets. It's a good chunk of the way there, 80%, if I just a rough eyeball. But this stuff, the cargo dispenser and the cargo receiver. From what I understand, this takes stuff, it sends the drones up into the atmosphere, out of reach. They then come back down at the receiver, and then they scoot out like normal. I think that's how that works. We'll get some other stuff here in Clever Robotics that'll be really, really handy. This roundabout rail connector, I think, is going to be sweet because this allows us to put a lot of things together, and things can run around in an 8-sheet cookie thing. It's 45 degrees all around, and I think I'm not sure around the rim, but it'll allow us to make like a central transport hub. I think it's going to be great. We then can get later into the multi-rails. This is 5s. Rails of 5, which is going to be even more important. When we get to run to the multi-soldier, it's going to be nice. Some of the other stuff. So I have not worried about the base core amplifiers. This is meant to make it so then your base core basically just gets more loading to it. I haven't overloaded to a giant factory yet. I really want the wind turbines because this puts out 1,200. I just got the tech that does 140 from the 10 or 20 that I have from the basic. So incredibly useful. And then we have other things doing like chemicals. So yeah, let's see. Defense turrets, we go down to level 9. We get our defense turrets. These can be auto-loaded. So these, you can attach rails to them. That's when it's going to get interesting on base defense, but I imagine that this is going to be far more prevalent in other sections of the map because the spawn rate here is actually fairly small. Basically don't even really need it in the beginner valley. Here's the Mega Press. This is what I want because the Mega Press makes it for all the next stuff, including all the ammo other than pistol. So that'll become important to the point of like every place needs to have that. Looks like we get some other stuff. Here's a compounder. So more stuff to get. So it looks like we can get sulfuric acid and things like that. Yeah, we're working our way up. Now, having said that, this is going to take a little while for this to all get going. So today I think is going to be more or less an explorer day and just kind of getting things done. Applications. There we go. Stabilizers. Stabilizers are getting pulled into here, and they're getting pulled back out of the storage, which is exactly what I want to see. Good. So, the goal today, yep, and there goes the stabilizers. And we're getting a steady feed of stabilizers that are going up and feeding that. We're going to head this way. There's lots of stuff here. Past this base, I want to go see what's there. And we happen to find some blueprints, all the better. Because it means I don't have to go hunting for them. So that's what we're going to start doing today. Let's see. We also need to grab more food, but we'll be fine there. I have a bunch of calcium ore on my body, on my person, that I grabbed when I was reorganizing things. That really should go over to this other system over here to make this stuff. But I don't know how far we're going to get along with that. So we're going to be grabbing things. We're going to be picking things up as we go. But yeah, we're going to explore further out. I am somewhat worried about the vermin. They have gotten bigger as we've moved our way this direction. I wonder how much bigger they get, because at some point we either have to hit new units, like the acid spitters that we've seen, or we have to get even bigger units that just do not go down easily, that even the rifle can't handle.
Use that.
So, I'm concerned, But hopefully we'll be okay. I just remember us when we went off to get the recipe for the stabilizers. We went into that area that had the giant blue cloud. I'm concerned that we're going to run into more areas where I will not have a shield. I'm going to be fighting even tougher enemies, more numerous enemies, all that jazz. It is a concern. So, have enemies. We will come back once the stabilizers get finished up, because then we can start making turrets. So then we can kind of safeguard the base.
Enemy pacified.
I'm going to avoid picking up the vermin body part stuff, because it's going to just fill up my inventory. And I can always get more just by finding more of it. So, this looks like this is potentially another area to go to start something. It looks like we've got helium over here. There's a lot of this growth stuff. There's titanium up there. There's helium. There's a couple more helium things. Oh, do you know what we need to have? We need to go get a meteorite, because we're not going to be in a base. We need to be able to put down a core and a habitat whenever a rupture happens, because we're not going to be able to run back to base. I'm going to go ahead and just do this. Meteorite heart. That's what we want. So looking at the map, we've added another couple of helium spots. Oh, pricklers. Nice. Let's go grab those. There's titanium up here.
I need to survive.
Where are you? I really do not like the green ones. So annoying. They kind of try and keep their distance from me, so if I run up on them, it's even worse for them. But, yeah. Unfortunately, as soon as they hear something, they all come crawling, so.
Reloading.
You have fulfilled another order from the Griffiths Blue Corporation. Claim your reward.
Nice.
Dehydrated.
Let's dehydrate again. Let's go ahead and take the, something here, I think. That, it's supposed to help me here. Where was it? Calories. I am actually kind of low on the hydration stuff, but not particularly worried. We'll go ahead and have the figglers. They're more effective. I will keep the pricklers and try not to use them if we can. We just need to make more figglers. I'm hoping that we'll get to the point where we actually will start having some better food stuff, so I only have to eat a couple of items, and I'm good for the next however long, the next rupture cycle, essentially. Okay. We get this absolutely gigantic ship engine, or whatever that is. Crazy.
Acquired.
Found another base over here. And it's not nearly as torn apart as the other ones are. Makes me wonder. Another monolith.
Gal, what is that large structure?
I'm so glad you asked. This is the World Engine, a large terraforming machine that was abandoned by the IRO. Mr. Claywood and I have plans for you in this machine.
How come I've never heard of it before?
Such a spectacular failure could not be connected to the ILO in any way. They've redacted everything connected to the project. Right on Arcadia, something like this can't be hidden away. You're among the lucky few who not only know of its existence, but will also...
That sounded big. What was that?
For what purpose?
Mr. Claywood believes that the forgotten...
What the heck is that?
secrets that could be key to surviving on Arcadia City.
I can't hit it. It's got too much armor. Oh, gosh.
We were able to acquire. It appears that going in...
What in the world?
To your mission.
I knew it. I knew it. I was going to find something nasty. I knew it.
How are we supposed to activate it?
That I don't
I'm missing all this lore dump because I'm getting scared.
roll and simply fix it. But Mr. Clayton chose you for a reason. As the professionals you are, I know you'll find a way. You need to find a way. That's the direction of Mr. Claywood.
Understood. We'll go as soon as we're ready.
Yikes. Okay. Well, shoot. I think I might have hit an actual hard roadblock. We have to go back anyway because we have, stuff to set up, but gosh darn it.
Acquired.
Yikes. Okay, so there is bigger. There's bigger and nastier. I guess that's what the image on the game's cover art is for. Yikes. Okay, well let's head back. Thankfully it didn't kill me, but gosh darn it, got close. A couple more hits and I would have been dead, and then I would have lost a lot of stuff there next to an unstoppable baddie. Ooh. So, it looks like we need to actually get to that machine gun ammo. That machine gun that uses the heavy ammo. That might be the only thing that kills it. Oh, you think so? Do you think... Okay, it might... Do you think it was a case of I just had its shield up? As opposed to me just... A timing thing? Okay. Because every time I was shooting it, it showed a nice big shield on its countenance. So I panicked more or less. Gosh. Anyway, we're back here. Back to our nice, safe little disaster-free zone. Whew. Let's go ahead and get that research going. We can start working on our defense turrets now. Nice. Looks like the next stuff we're doing is inductor, but we now have defense turrets. Let's build one of these puppies and see what it's all about. Let's see. We have... Oh, yep. Pricklers. We need to take the pricklers and make them figglers. We need to then throw the other stuff in here. Hey, I finished up the calorie bar. Nice. The calorie bar gives me 90 food. So eat one of those and I'm good, essentially. It's really nice. If I get the equivalent for the water, then we don't necessarily have to mess with the figure stuff anymore. I don't think we get the good stuff. I don't think we get the best stuff out of this until we hit the Nutrigel or the block capsules. It looks like the block capsules, it stops natural food loss and stuff like that. So I don't know what it means by natural. Like, it stops the downward timer, but I still use stuff when running around and fighting things, I think. That's going to be my guess. Okay, so it's probably going to ease up now because we're not building any more of the statters. I don't even know what a statter is. It looks like it's a ring with wiring in it or something. I don't know what it is though. So, the defense turrets, 200 for those, and we're good more or less. So let's go ahead and get some of these. I do know where we need to build some of this stuff. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some research. Go ahead and throw this lone stabilizer in here because I just don't need it. We're then going to work on getting these up. And, well, let's just build one and see what it gives me just in terms of... looks pretty good. Ooh, it actually gives me a counter. It actually shows how much is in there. It probably gives... So it's 3 full stacks, but I don't... 300, so it holds 900 ammo by the look of it, I think. It also needs to be powered. That's a little annoying, but we'll just put it close to our buildings and stuff, and we'll just make sure that they're powered. It looks cool, though. Looks very cool. I don't think it can show me a range of how far it shoots, but I'm gonna say it's pretty decent. So, we have locations where we can put them. I know of a couple places. So, we need to put them at the far base here. We need to put 1 or 2 of them on the cliff here. We need to put a couple over there by the titanium stuff. Yeah, we've got some stuff we can do. I guess my next big question is... I thought I was hearing something. Never mind. So, I guess my first question is how many of these am I going to need to actually handle any of the nasties that come around here? Because I also have to fill these with ammo. Let's do that, and then do a walk. That is here to there. Okay, we need to add a bigger solar panel here, because this is inevitably hooked up with the other system, because I've got the rail going. Once I'm able to get the cargo shipper stuff, we can separate that, and then this will run on its own power. I'm going to be running through a lot more building stuff after this, because we're using up so much more of this power. Oh, but it looks so much cooler. It's a bigger space and all that jazz. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm not going to fill this with my normal ammo, because I kind of still need the ammo. But, it's up and about, and it is... And it's working. I'm going to make a soft and gentle skip. That's going to be good enough for this area. Actually, no, it's not, because they'll come over from this side too, so I need 2 of these. Thankfully, this one can be powered up just here. Right next to here. So if they come this direction, they'll run into it. Go ahead and... I think so I can just run up to it. Okay. I'm gonna have to make a lot of ammo. We need to put one kind of over here. We should be able to give it kind of an elevated position in such a way that it can guard the... kind of guard the cliff side. Because they jump over the cliffs and then attack things in the corners in the back here. So... I think that's kind of where I need to put stuff. Let's see. See, now it's running a bit more smoothly. Look at that. Kind of goes right there, but it's going okay so far. It's just dragging in calcium. It's just dragging in the calcium powder stuff. So let's see. Let's see. If we build one, I still also have to get to it, so I kind of want to make sure it's close enough and it's still kind of attached to the system. Ugh. However, I've put stuff here, it's not, not particularly amazing, is it? I think we're going to have to do 2 again over here. I think that's just the reality. It's got to be 2. We'll go ahead and put one. We'll put one there, and we'll keep this high. Just so we can get some more attachment to it. We'll go ahead and put a ladder on that, so we can climb it. We can't climb that. That's right, because this has... The ladder has a metal grating on it. The turret blocks that, so that doesn't work. Looks like I can reach it far enough as is. Okay. Let's get another one over here, and it's going to be covering kind of this other side. Do I expect to have tons of issues with the bugs? Not really. But, I'm still going to deal with them. So part of this was a failure, but not necessarily all of it. I think I needed another 200 of the glass. Yes. Unfortunately, this takes so long to get more of our building materials back, so we're just kind of eating through a bunch of it as of right now. Oh, hang on a second, though. I can throw some of this extra that I got earlier into there as well, so that works. Maybe I need to make 2. Maybe I need to make 2 fabricators. Wouldn't hurt. If I make 2 fabricators, that would work just as well. And we'd have twice as much to pull from. We'll think about that. We're gonna need to grab you. Let's see. It can make 37 stacks. I don't think we need to quite have that many. Let's see. Oh, and it makes 80. Okay. We'll make that much. See how that does. Oh, we need to put that glass in. Where did we put that glass? It goes into a furnace, I think. Yes, here we are. Aha! Heat-resistant sheet. Let's get that going. Let's see. Come on here. Now, the heat-resistant sheet is nice because that is for part of the thing. So, heat-resistant sheet. Off we go. Okay, I know I need to have a turret over here. I remember this very distinctly. I need to have one that's up there. So, we're going to go ahead and jump. Here. And jump this way. When I was developing stuff over here, the vermin jumped and attacked things fairly regularly. So I'm thinking if we take this, stick this right up here where this was, it will catch them in any spot. Right there. Let's go ahead and fill this up with some ammo. I think we'll actually, let's go a little loose on that. Now, I'd love to see it work. I'd love to see a turret light up some bugs. I just don't know how that's going to turn out. Or when that's going to happen. So, the bugs have really not shown themselves anywhere else while doing this. So I think we're going to be covered for the most part. It's nice to see the factory running, though. This was dead for a bunch of hours, so the fact that it's up and running and it's working well, I'm very happy about that. Okay. We're going to jump over here. Let's go ahead and throw... We're going to split that, because I actually don't think we're going to need a whole lot into these. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think that's the only problem with this setup, is that if I have to do anything in this lower factory, I don't have an easy way to get back up onto the zip line that's that takes me across to the calcium plot. So thankfully, you don't lose sprinting energy when on powered factory powered floors. Dropped. This one I know we're gonna have issues. It says it has 300. Nice. I'm gonna leave the 100 and I'm gonna leave 150 in this one. Split that. 150. Now I don't know how active these are, because I don't know how active the bugs are when you're not in the area. I've only ever seen them show up within line of sight, more or less, when I've been in the area. I have never had attacks of, like, they're attacking the base in another location, and you have to go, like, defend them. So I think it's only going to be really viable for areas that I'm actually actively spending time in. So they've been attacking this area because this is where I've been, but they never really show up when I'm in any of the other locations. So I don't know how it works. I can imagine that they will be quite nasty when you get into some of the later areas where they're probably spawning pretty constantly. So that would be the only other time I can imagine it being an issue in particular. Let's see. I would like to put a singular one back on the calcium farm in the beginner valley. We'll do that after the rupture. That'll also allow us to go hunting for some ignitium. Because if we get more of them for the fabricators, we can get better fabricators that will build stuff faster. I don't know if they also take a bigger footprint. The current ones, I think they're a 3 by. I think they're a 2 by. No, they're 3. I think they're a 3 by 3 or 3 by 4. Right now, so they're probably gonna be even bigger. So yeah, I think that's going to be part of the setup there.
Eruption has started.
We could also make bigger storage, which probably is which is not going to work in our new setup because that's going to be a taller storage building than we have currently. So we couldn't add them to what we have currently, but we can certainly have it from here on. So. Yeah, we gotta look around for some more ignitium, though. Because that's the thing I'm hurting on the most right now. Because that's something I have not actually gone and done. I've gone and gotten ignitium when things were close, but I've never actively hunted for it. And now I'm regretting that I didn't. Because it only shows up at certain times in the daily rotation. So. Yeah, so the more of those I get, the better I can get those, and then that will go much faster in building things. So in the furnace, we have to get a bunch of ceramics to get the inductor. Yeah, we just have to get more stuff. In general. My ammo's looking okay at the moment. Yeah. So we have to get the ceramics and stuff like that to unlock more of these. Oh, it looks like we need to send a bunch of wolfram powder into this for chemicals, which we're going to be working on.
Planetary temperature within acceptable parameters.
And then fabrication, it says 100% done, so yeah. And then we have the glass that we need to throw in here for the basic printing. That only needs 100. So let's go outside and grab the glass from that. Wait a second here. There we go. And then we're going to go hunting for some other stuff. So. Glass. Let's go ahead and grab 100 of you. Let's also get going to see if we can find some ignitium. First place to head towards is out this way. Oh, I didn't tell you about this, guys. So the funny little crab things that we've seen in the past, I found out where they keep their eggs, because once you find them, you can go get more. We also can find this. Oxalop.
I need to survive.
This is another ingredient for foods. I think it's the main thing. Yeah, here they are. The corallion. Yep, and here we are. Here's some of the eggs. Coralline eggs. They give me energy boost, where the Vulpir eggs give me health boost. So, good to know. Oh, and there's a drone over here. Go ahead and grab that. I have used up all of my science stuff for the development of the new buildings. So, yeah. I just don't have any research points anymore. Need to just go look for more. Oh, ignitium. There it is. There's 2 or 3 of them over here. Nice. Oh, there's a bunch over here. Ooh, let's hurry fast and let's see if we can get it. See how much we can get. Because there's multiples over here. My gosh. Is there one nearby? Yes, there is. Yes, right over here. So there's the sulfur field. We can't go in there. It actually is corrosive. So I don't know what we have to do to be safe in there. But it basically gives me a corrosion status effect. I didn't want to see what that actually did. So I didn't continue any further when I saw that. So we've got things that give us radiation. We got things that give us corrosion. We got things that will drain us. There we are on the screen. Reminder that I am looking for some financial support if you are able to give so. I'm going to be getting a full body look over for signs of potential skin cancer. I have a family history of it, so I want to make sure that I don't get it. I'd like to make sure that I'm covered. I had an uncle last year who had a malicious one removed that got caught fairly early. And I had another uncle who also died from skin cancer. So I want to make sure that I have covered my bases, because in my middle 30s, there is no guarantees how much longer I'm going to be going before I start hitting more important medical issues. So if you're able to give, any bit helps. But do not feel pressured if you just do not have it in your budget right now. I know a lot of people are struggling with budget stuff. So, like I said, and if you go through coffee gives coffee or Ko-Fi. I'm not sure how it's actually pronounced. I think it's coffee. But they only take 5% of what is donated. I get the rest. So it's probably the best way to support me right now. If you're able to do, you also can set up monthly setups or one-time deals. So if you want to do just one time, you can. If you want to set up so it draws, a couple bucks out of your paycheck out of your budget every month, that comes to me, that's also just as valuable. So now let's see. This goes into the yes. So these go into the block capsules. This stops the nutrition loss. Okay. The one that I probably would want is throw that into is probably this one, this neutral block capsule. Okay. I have some more glass. I have the glass here. I need to insert that glass. Okay, one more thing. I need to start making the intermediate building materials. Go into here. What did we want to feed this into? We wanted to feed this into the fabricators, so we can get better fabricators. It's exactly how many we needed. We needed 19. It's awesome. So that is now done. Need a couple figures.
Stronger.
Survival's gone up. What's our stats like? Can we put in another thing? Not quite. 16, 22. So we're nearly there. Yes. We're gonna keep the meteorite on us. Oh, yes. Analyze points. 1,600 research points. Ding, just like that. I'll go back to our recipes. We're gonna throw in the polyfruits. Okay. Let's see. So we got the ignition, we got that stuff. Oh, yes. We want to do one thing. We want to head back towards the earlier base. Now, like a lot of games, I imagine that certain parts of this map are sectioned off into like areas of difficulty. I feel like I'm pushing... It feels like if you start here and you go this direction, the further you go north and east is the harder it's going to be. So it's going to stay kind of easy here. Further you get out, it's going to get harder and harder. So I'm wondering if I'm running into an area now where it actually is kind of meant for mid to later game. And I really should head out to some of these other locations instead to locate things. I don't know. I can only make the assumption of that. So I'm wondering if I head north from here instead of one of the other directions, if it would actually make more sense from a safety standpoint. That can actually take me out to areas where I'm not gonna have those giant nasty creatures to deal with. I'm gonna be dealing with just the normal stuff, more or less. So Okay, that's all I want to do. I've never had the vermin show up at the first base, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah. So we went up here. This is where we found. This is where we found kind of a big base there. Didn't grab everything there. That's where we found the stabilizer. It's pretty nasty. Oh, do you know what? The vines are kind of out. The vines are out. Let's go to a cave. We've not gone to a cave in a while, and there's one right up the mountain. Let's go do that now. Best time to do it. I think that was the only thing that was up that little up out into that little cave area was the cave. There was nothing else. See, this is another big area where you could put a fairly big factory along here, because there's like 4, 5 beds of wolfram and stuff like that. There's our calcium base as well, and there's a lot of stuff that could go that direction. So I'm thinking of making another base there. I just don't know what we'll do there.
The Raptura is in its stable stage. The climate of Arcadia is returning to normal.
Aha! Another cave.
I need to survive.
Glow caps. Have not grabbed glow caps in quite some time. I don't remember what the glow caps themselves do. They give me everything. They give me health, they give me calories, and they give me water. Zach, you want to know what would happen if I get trapped in here? I think it might have just happened. Because the vines have grown over the top of the cave.
Acquired.
That was entirely not intentional. But
You found a source of quartz. It's particularly rare on Arcadia. It can be used to create more advanced technology. Use it wisely. Spectrographic analysis shows very limited deposits on the planet.
unless it just spawns 35 number bundle in your inventory every time you log in. That's what's been happening with me. So, yeah, I'm completely stuck in here. Go ahead and vent that. That is a good point. If I attack this, does it do anything? Ah! That's how you get out. You damage that thing and it lets you out. They thought that through. Now, I didn't destroy... I don't think I destroyed that. It's still there, so... I can imagine that that is purely there to make it so that you can get it out if you get trapped in. But you can't, like, destroy it permanently, so you can have constant access to the caves. Actually, let's stop here for a second. I do have a little bit of inventory space. Why don't we go ahead and sweep up to the facility up there and grab more of the stuff, because I didn't grab everything there. I ran out of inventory space fairly quickly.
Acquired.
Grab more pricklers. I wonder what the pricklers could taste like. I imagine they're kind of like a cactus, but they could also be something kind of like a jackfruit. Oh no. I don't know what other kind of spiny, kind of pseudo-spiny foods there are out there.
Area
Jackfruit is the first thing that came to mind, but Don't exactly look like jackfruit, do they? Okay. I would like to get some more inventory. Certainly be nice. So, if we're able to work our way into doing something there, that'll also help. I love these ziplines, though. Oh, they're so nice. Look, and I'm up here. Ta-da! Okay. I think I didn't grab everything from over in this building over here. The first building is cleaned out, but these ones are not cleaned out, so.
I can use this.
Pistol ammo. That had some more of that. I think it's a little odd that they give you the pistol, and at some point it becomes the point of, like, you're never going to use it now. I don't know if it just got destroyed, or if it got disassembled back into its parts again, because you make the weapons with the basic building materials. So, it makes me wonder, will you actually make better weapons with the intermediate stuff? Because if I make better buildings with the intermediate building materials, can I make better weapons? I don't think that's shown, but maybe they'll do that in the future. Where you get, like, upgraded versions or something. I don't know. The devs have been kind of quiet on updates, like actual big updates to the game. They've been doing smaller ones that deal like with fixes that are dealing with like bugs and Jeez, guys, my gosh.
Changing mags.
In the last big update we got for the game, added stuff and added some people go out. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Look out there and you can see my domes built. Okay, looking on the map, just the buildings. I don't think there's anything else. There's nothing like a drone or anything. And yeah, you can't do anything with these facilities other than just strip them of the rubble and the loot that you find here. Which is a little sad because I think in the original trailer for Star Rupture, it actually shows this base in particular.
I can use that.
I think actually having stuff built on it and going down into a big mass factory they made down in the valley there or something. At least that's what it looked like on the trailer. I don't know if it's exactly the same. I'm talking a little too much. My throat is starting to get agitated. Good. And a little bit more stuff here. Incoming message. Okay. We already read that stuff. Ew. Okay, I don't think this is going to do us anymore. I don't think there's anything else up here. I'm not going to get rid of the zip line because the zip line actually gets us back up. Gets us up here and into the next area. But we are going to break these.
I need to survive. Acquired.
Let's go into the next area because we're here. And see if there's
Changing mag.
and see how everything kind of sits. I really wish there was a melee in this game. Something gets a little too close, you just kick it or you punch it. Smack with the butt of your weapon. Oh, do you know what I need to do? I need to keep building the zip line through here so I can jump back. I can jump back on it and run back to Base. Because I think... nope, I still have the meteor right heart. So, I could potentially still be safe. I just have to put that down, put the habitat down as soon as I can, so I can hop inside. Let's see. I kind of wish there was a timer of some sort that I could tell you, like, here's how long you have until the next rupture. I could manually time it, but it seems a little weird. If there's something in the game that could do it for you, though, I think that would be cool. Building's too long. Ah, something right about here. There we go. Go ahead and get more stuff here.
Acquired. I need to survive.
This is the next valley. Not quite so luscious here. Far more mountains, if anything. A lot of perp plants here, though, which is good. Which also could be bad. Perp plant actually gets rid of toxicity. So that could mean a handful of things. I mean, this is kind of the area that it is kind of the location that it grows, kind of in shadow, on the hills, in the rocks and stuff like that. So one way or another, we can throw a lot of this into the research. Maybe keep a few for ourselves because we do need to get rid of toxicity occasionally. Building's too long. Moving onward. Nice big pool of water here. And a lot of calcium built. I think those are I think that's calcium stuff. Looks like calcium. There's helium over there. Oh. We have options. We'll go ahead and drop ourselves right down there.
I need to survive. Acquired.
Okay. There's calcium buildup here. Oh, next time we need to eat something, I have a couple of items that I need to actually consume specifically. I'm full on inventory, so can't do much there. Yeah, but a big bed of... Big bed of calcium here. So, good to know. Good to make note of. Let's see. Inventory-wise, we're getting a little lower on stuff. Let's go ahead and eat the let's go ahead and have the neutral fluid. And continue onward. Go ahead and pause here for a second. Set up a off drop. Okay, there's a geoscanner thing. Okay, now I know this is weird, but these craggy rock formations that we see, it reminds me of something previously like in a game or something. I can't seem to put my finger on it. Does it do anything for you guys? Does it make you think of another game or something? Because for some reason it does to me. It makes me think I'm in a different game entirely. Mordor? Oh, yeah, I do see that resemblance. Yeah, good one.
I think I can use this.
Thankfully, the coral lions are very, very passive. Ah, do you see? Here are the eggs, but they're stuck in some kind of like gel. So that's why you can only get them after the Raptura, because it burns away the gel and the rocks kind of around them. Ooh, good. We got some puffins and some Nutrichew. Good, 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 good. Actually, what I'm going to toss some of this. I'm going to toss this calcium stuff. I'm not. Well, can I get rid of it? Drop. There we are. Oh, and it just leaves it there. Fantastic. That's even better. Man, it's sure desolate over here.
Acquired.
Rocky and desolate and, frankly, just not very comfortable to be around. I feel edgy in this area. It just screams danger to me. Speaking of...
I need to survive. Reloading.
Okay, these are just the kind of cut and dry varieties. I'm not seeing any of the nasty big ones. So this might be the next area we're kind of supposed to go into. Maybe. Okay, here's some wolfram deposits. Haven't seen anything in the way of titanium necessarily.
Changing mags.
I am going to run out of ammo at some point.
Reloading. Changing mags.
Now look at this big open area. Huh. A big open area is next to this wolfram stuff. I think this is kind of evocative of making factories here, of making positions here. A not so subtle hint of like, hey, maybe you should make something here. We have helium here, so we can make stuff from helium. I haven't seen any titanium deposits, but we have calcium. We have wolfram. Let's go ahead and head on back. Because I think the light is shifting. I think we are starting to get towards the kind of the end of the day. Did I have space for anything? No, I didn't really have space. Air jumper reduces the cost of double jump, which is nice. Note to self, lots of hydro stuff here. Oh, I got caught. The rock doesn't like that. Go, that works. Ah, I need to mantle up. I mean, the soldier by default should have a mantle because he's the most physically fit out of the four subjects. He should have a way to get up ledges. I feel like that's something that each of the because right now they're just 4 different player models essentially. Each of them should have like definitive like passive buffs that help them out in the early parts of games. The soldier is better at combat, levels up combat, or either levels up combat faster or starts with a higher combat level. There's a gal who's kind of the engineer, there's someone who's more like the biologist, and someone who's the scientist. So you should have someone kind of boost up for learning tech. Oh, we have no power here. Why do we not have enough power? Oh! Oh, did you do the scientist? Oh, okay. I added that, and that added power usage. That's why that's like that. I need to add another power. Need to add a couple more things of power. Let's see. And we'll do just the normal solar. Because it doesn't need to be crazy. There we go. Well, it's a little sad because at the beginning, you hear them chatter between themselves a little bit, and you kind of get an idea of their personalities and stuff like that. But that ended hours ago. I haven't had them, they don't talk anymore. Understand, early access, not meant to be this, but it's like, after the first couple hours, they just ran out of dialogue. Now, not like I'm expecting them to have dialogue for like the hundreds of hours that a playthrough could go for, but it's like, I wish there was a little bit more banter between them.
Acquired.
Oh, those are getting attacked. I think I put the turret in a bad spot. Disinfect. They also don't explain the disinfect or anything like that to you. When I had that first happen, I did not know what was going on with it. I think it was when I was building up the Wolfram at the latest base. That happened. I didn't know what happened, why my stuff wouldn't work, until I did a quick look online. It's like, why are my buildings blue? And they said, oh, there's a vermin polyp on your core. You need to go shoot that. You need to go shoot it. I found it and I got rid of it, and it made everything work. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just give the rest of the ammo to that turret. It can now shoot anything that comes this way. That'll work out just fine. Yeah, for Pete's sakes. Okay, let's head back to where we were. I can't wait to see what other like life and stuff they'll add to the game eventually, because we now have 3 life forms you can mess with. You can mess with the Corallians, the Vulpirs, and the Vermin. Vermin having its own like stuff to it. But I still have my shotgun. Oh! We need to run this. We need to run into the base. If they run into the base, I can see a turret fire. Come this way, you little nasties. Come on this way. Oh, has it sensed them? Actually, take some of that ammo out of you. We won't worry about it. Oh, there he goes. There it goes. Didn't get everything, but it got most of them. Not the best, but a little better. I need to move it. They ended up attacking up here, where the turret can't reach them.
I don't see any more enemies.
Not bad. Turret didn't do too bad. It needs to be in a different position, though. I don't think this is quite the best spot for it. I don't know. It did a decent job. Nothing amazing. When I get to level 9 and I can have the nicer ones, it's going to be more logistically annoying to get them built up, but the fact that they'll have just infinite ammo will be just as nice. In terms of the basic building materials, I realized that we can also do... we can also change this so it just fills up more than one storage thing. Because that's what I did with the helium for a while, is I just had 2 or 3 of the storage things around. So let's go ahead and make another one of them. And it will just feed one to the other. Like so. Just like that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Not that way. Here. That one. Thought it looked a little weird. Okay. And basic storage. And there we go. Just feed in more, and we'll get more. Lovely. We need to put the heat-resistant shields in here. Yes. So, and then we also need to put those down into the machines themselves, I think. Oh, no, there they go. They're off and running. So they're gonna go down there. I love the drone. The drone is so nice. It's gonna go this way, and they're gonna come up. And feed right into the system. I love it. Now, occasionally I've noticed that sometimes things don't fill up fully all the way. I don't know if it's a matter of the game just kind of breaking a little bit, or if there actually is a problem. Because it seems the stabilizers have stopped, but the thing's not full. So I might have to take a little bit of a reconnoiter and see if there's any problems in terms of if there's a supply issue that I was not accounted, that I didn't account for or something. I do need to go make some more ammo, but I do need to drop off this pistol ammo because I do not need it. There's crystals in there. Put that lemon there. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, that stuff recipe-wise. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, so we don't have a recipe for the prickler for the glow caps. So that's not worth it. So we can't do anything there. What if we do it with the... Can we do it with the purple plant? Nope. Can we do it with the hydro bulb? No. Oh, yeah, go glow cap. There we go. So it's its own thing, actually. Okay. Ah, okay. So this is the plasms you get, which doubles certain things. So it doubles drain resistance, heat resistance, infection resistance, not bad, and corrosion resistance. So that's the stuff you need to get when you're dealing with in those particular, if you're dealing with those particular functions. Gotcha. I really should throw more star bites into the health thing, because that's just straight up health that you get from those. Per plant. Let's see. You have the antidote gel, which relieves a bunch of toxicity, gives us health and removes toxicity. That doubles natural toxicity loss. Yeah, we'll keep feeding into this one.
Dehydrated.
There and there. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We need to make more of the Figglers. Back to the food recipes. The glow cap. Let's go ahead and throw the glow caps in. The star tiers. Let's go ahead and throw it the normal star tier so I can make star bites, because that'll be health. Just getting health back at some point if I need to make it. I don't want to always use my healing serum, my medical tool, because that has a charge. That has a charge need for it. So I could use it once, like it's like my emergency one. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's use that. Gross. Yeah, I didn't show this guy to you guys, but this is my healing thing. So this is the healing tool. You get this unlocked, and it basically is kind of like a one-time heal, but it's like the grenade. You have to charge the percentages back up by doing well. And I actually don't know. I don't know if it's done by time. It's built up over time, or if it's built up over, like, usage. The grenade makes a little bit more sense that if you're doing lots of combat, you're going to have the grenade pop up. But for the healing, I don't know how it does. I've used it once, and it was actually really good. It gave me, like, 50 plus health or something. So at least it maxed out my health. So it is good. I just don't know how fully it is. Okay. Are we running into some kind of issue with my stabilizers, or is it still doing stabilizers? This is the furniture stuff. We're not doing that. Oh, but we are using stabilizers for the... No, we're not. We're not using stabilizers for these. Never mind. I lie! Now, let's see. This was the stabilizer. Yes, we don't have... Oh, we don't have rotors. Why do we not have rotors? Are the rotors not getting into this area? The rotors should be pulling. Yeah, something's wrong with the rotors, because I have set up for the rotors, but they're not getting into the system. Because otherwise they would be pulled. Yeah, let's figure that out. We've got glass and stuff coming along, which is great. But no, we're having something's going wrong with the rotors. Why are the rotors not coming through? Aha! I think I found the problem. Okay. So, yeah, we're just out of rotors. No rotors are being made. Something has messed up over here. Rotors should be being made over here. That's my ceramics. Wait a second. Where were rotors being made anyway? Rotors are on this side. Yeah. Glad you can grab onto the zip line kind of wherever along the line. It's really nice. Okay. Something's gone wrong. Something is not being made properly for the rotors. The rotors... It's the housing, right? Tubing. Do I not have stuff built up to make routers? So here are routers. It's wolfram wire and titanium rods. So the titanium rods are here. But they're just going... Oh, you know why? Because this stuff takes... Oh, see, these are plates. Okay, so the rods are being put in. Okay. I thought it was a little... I got a little confused there. Okay. Okay, so the rods are being made, as well as the plates. I think they're just kind of jamming up on each other because the plates are being used for stuff. Either that or they just got jammed a little bit because it looks like it's kind of doing okay. No, the routers, the routers have to be getting over here somehow. That is so weird. I do not recall where I have the rotors being built. Not routers, rotors. They should be getting built, but they aren't. Need to figure out where the rotors are. Because if they're actually not getting built, that's a problem. And that's a problem that needs to be resolved. Rotors take wolfram wire and titanium rods. I think I had everything that was being made with wolfram and having it sent over to the other side. That's why the wolfram plates and stuff are going over this direction. That is there's the glass, the steel, yeah, and stuff like that. Maybe I goofed up. Maybe I don't have... Well, no, we do, because we had rotors show up here. No, those are the ones that I put in there. I don't think I have a machine for rotors. Uh-oh. That's definitely not good. Because we have titanium stuff here, and this is just titanium stuff. Okay, there we go. Right. This makes the tubing. And then this makes the housing. Right. So it can't be here. Yeah, I don't think I have buildings. I don't think I have a system set up to build the rotors themselves. Because the rotors we had were the sloppy mess that I did the beginning of last... I did at the beginning of last session. Where we put the very temporary ones set up. I just don't think I built a new system to make them.
Increased Ruptura activity. Prepare for a wave.
Well, shoot. That means we do have a problem. Because rotors are used for other stuff. We make a small change here, I think. What? That won't help me. Yeah, we're gonna have to build some more rotors. Because they're not being made right now. They're not going to the stabilizers. It's not doing what it's supposed to. Which is annoying. Plain and simple. Annoying. Oh, I need to make some ammo.
That's just what I need.
Go ahead and grab a pack of that. Okay, good. It gave us a pretty good amount of that.
Ruptura's core is unstable. Head to safety immediately. Extreme temperature detected.
Okay. We don't have any of this going, do we? We do not. Ceramics. Sculpture, which we can't do quite yet. We can make the glass. Hmm. Well, that's annoying. I didn't
Planetary
Um,
temperature returning to normal.
I didn't account for the rotors. Because I got rid of those things, set up the new setup, and didn't add and didn't set things up for next little bit. Curious though, if I did okay, so these are full. I'm not making any more of these, which is good. That's nearly full up, but yeah, it looks like that is the one that's getting screwed over the most. Let's get we need to go and get let's go and get ceramics started so ceramics can start building through. So over here. Oh, and we got extra stabilizers coming back to us.
Let's see.
Now I get this. Okay. We can also do glass. Actually, let me look back at the corporate thing. What is more important? What do we get out of the selenium versus the Griffiths? The Griffiths, we eventually get the turret stuff. What do we get out of the selenium? We get the mega press. So we want the mega press. Yeah. That is going to make things easier for us in the long term. And will help us with our the other stuff we want. So we're hooking up the selenium, and we're going to start doing the ceramics. Okay, that's going to start pulling the ceramics up. Off it goes. Okay. Well, what do we do about this issue we have with not having rotors being built? The wire's still coming over. I think we actually need to break off one of these lines and have the rotors being built here on the side and then put back into the system. The problem with that is that, because we have to bring over the rods, I think. Yes? Okay. So we have to have the rods. The rods come this direction? I think they can. The rods pull out of there, go along here, and they go up here, and then they continue on that way. That is not, Yeah, that is a little bit of a struggle, because they come up this way, and then they go back through... Yeah, I don't have a way to make the rods go somewhere else. Shoot. That did not come to mind. Shoot. Yeah, I completely messed that up. I didn't put the rotors into place. So, out of everything here, how can I make this work? I think what we have to do is we need to trash the... Yeah, I think that's the only way this is going to work, is if I take out the furnaces here, change the heat-resistant plate to these ones, because this would be the synthetic... this is going to be the synthetic... Yeah, that's going to be the synthetic silicon. But we can also make that silicon on the other side, because I actually made some furnaces there. So we also have that option. So I think that's what we have to do in general. Let's go ahead and go over here. Just needs a little bit of a reframe work over here. Let's go ahead and reset up the system, because these are not working at the moment, and they could be making something else. So, let's stand here. There we go. Let's rework this system. So they'll feed back into the system. Yeah, we're just going to have to get rid of this. Have them feed back into at that line. That's going to be how it works. So, move this. Actually, you know what? No, I think that'll work. I think that will work. Nice to get to see me work on the fly here. Let's see how badly I screw this up. Okay. So we're going to duplicate that. Put it around. There it goes. We need to remove this. We're going to take another one of these. And it's going to be separated out here. It's down like that. Like that. We need to do another one of these here. That goes across like that. That goes up this way. Just reconnecting the roundabout, essentially. Yes, I think that's the way we'll set that up. This needs the rail modulator. Okay, so that should be all set up. These will then come out of here and join into a... modular... this. Now I need to take a quick look. Sorry for muting the music. Let me take a look at my at the crafting calculator here because I think let's take a look at this. What does this actually need? So the synthetic silicone needs helium, the ceramics, and the calcium powder. We're good then, because that's all over here. So yeah, we keep the synthetic silicone over here, and then it goes over and adds into the system over there. So now we can do that instead. All right, have a good night, Zach. I will see you tomorrow for more Mindustry. We're gonna see where we can go from there. Okay, so
Stable.
nice. I got the new LEMS.
Stable.
Okay, so once we get this done, we can continue onwards. Okay. Okay, so we need to get back over here. Let's remove those furnaces, and well, let's not remove them yet. Let's get these lined up first. Thank you. Heat resistance. Heat resistant. And heat resistant. Okay. We then come around to these. These probably full of materials. Yes, they are. Great. I'm gonna go ahead and yank all that stuff. We're gonna go ahead and do that. And we're gonna go ahead and throw them into here. Okay. Delete this one. And everything's going to panic now. What have you done? I don't know where to go. I'm lost. Where's the line? That's exactly what it is. Okay. So, now we can take that stuff. But we still need to take the routers and everything. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is going to cause a problem. I really should have removed the thing so it wasn't pulling forever. But I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Just don't mess with us. Okay, so we have these, which currently make the stabilizers. These need to be changed. They need to be making the rotors, so then they could be made into the stabilizers. Okay. Let's see if we can fix my problem here. Okay, so these are 3x4s, right? Okay. So if I put that like this, were they 1 up, 2 up? Where were they? I think they were up. I think they were up, yes. I'm going to do a 1, 2, and a 3. We're going to then take these and line these up here. Okay. Yes. So, these make the stabilizers now. So, change that to stabilizer. Change this to stabilizer. And change this to stabilizer. Okay. We'll then take all of these, and they all feed into this output over here. Okay. These need to be changed. These are now going to be making the... Oh, those are statters. Oh, these are our rotors. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So these need to be our rotors. Rotors. Okay. I think I changed those to stabilizers and it goofed up my whole system. I think that's kind of what happened. So when these are done, these go up there and then they come back down to mess with those. Okay. Yeah, so now we just need the Wolfram wire over here. Everything's clogged up, though, because I'm a dummy. Yikes. Titanium sheets. Yep. As the titanium sheets go into here. Oy. Okay. Oh my gosh. I made such a mess when doing that. Oh my gosh. Ay. Ah! The rods are getting pulled along. Yep, you're gonna freak out. 'Cause you don't know where you're supposed to go. Well, there might be some stuff that I can throw this stuff onto for, like, research purposes or something. So, not all of it's going to go to waste, but man, it feels wasteful.
Congratulations. Selenium received its order. Your reward, as always, is waiting in the corporate terminal.
Nice. There's the wires. So the wires are coming along. Good. Oh, my goodness. Note to self, when you're about to break something down, make sure that you disconnect all of the rails, or you have this problem happen. Now, it wouldn't necessarily be a problem if, and I mean if, I had to make more than what was there. But if I'm going to be reformatting stuff, I need to make sure it doesn't pull stuff as well. That clearly was a problem. Now, from what I can see, it's still not making... Rotors are still not being made. Why not? Are they just pulling up through there and they're not actually going through... Oh, because we have a titanium sheet that's being a booger. Aye. Because we do have the rotors getting built. Let's go see if I can throw any of this stuff into the research. Sounds like we've got something downstairs that's having a little bit of a screw up. It's the ceramics. They're all not sure where to go. Is this finished up? Is there something else we can throw the ceramics at? That would certainly help these things. Okay. Okay. We could start making glass. That would help, I think. But it doesn't look like anything else works for the rotors. Well, that does. Yeah, so all the ceramic is up in the air at the moment. We do have stuff that we need to throw the ceramic into, though. So I'm not against that. Let's see if we can grab the ceramics. See, we're getting more ceramic filled in here. So more ceramics going in. Good. Okay. While we're waiting on that stuff, let me go ahead and run up here and grab the research. It's all furnace stuff now until we can get kind of like the inductors going and stuff like that. Okay, so we do have stuff for the ceramics, as well as the ceramics. So good. But not really much else. So we've got to get the ceramics, we got to get the calcium powder, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so we can't use the wolfram plate for anything, by the looks of it. Okay, anything that I can't use, I can just toss. I think I can just break down, because we're not going to need it. otherwise. Okay. That would be the synthetic silicon once I get it unlocked. Okay, it is making our way to making what we need.
Dehydrated. Nice.
Use the Nutrigel. Okay. In terms of other stuff that's gotten kind of stuck or stopped, do we have anything else like that? Nope, it looks like it's all done, and we're just making the rotors right now, which is good. So I think we fixed it up more or less. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. This stuff is going it is taking a big loop to make all that stuff. Because of how I designed it. So anything that comes through here, yeah. So the routers are, yeah. So the routers got made. They're going through here. The titanium pipes are having to go through this big long chain. Well, I did have that in mind. I knew that they were going to take a long ride through. I just didn't think they were going to do that. I thought they would come along here, do this, and like loop themselves back around to something slightly better. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, it still runs. It's just not optimized very well. But I think we're okay otherwise. Let's go ahead and throw away a bunch of this stuff. And we need to get back to a couple other places where we can throw more of these things into place. We need to get more of the... we need to get a bunch more of the powder stuff. Okay, so the chemicals require us to get a bunch of wolfram powder. Wolfram powder is not being used at the moment, so we can go ahead and just grab that. All this wire that's getting made up. Wolfram powder is not down here. There is calcium powder down here, though. Go ahead and grab that.
Oh, gotcha.
We can grab the calcium powder. It'll make more calcium powder. We can also grab some from the other factory. So we run around and we just grab some stuff. So here's our wolfram powder. Grab that. I'm gonna go ahead and make some more. Boop. And boop. Let's go ahead and throw more into the... That one's good. That one's good. Let's go ahead and run ourselves back to... Well, nope, not yet. Recycler. Recycler. Where are you? Cycled, cycled, cycled. back to here. Go to our basic building blocks. X that out. We get a bunch more building material. Okay. Okay, so that's filled up with more. Good. Let's go grab some more powder and stuff like that from the previous places. You can also stop at the base there and figure out what we're going to do in terms of the other stuff that we're going to put around. Also, go ahead and grab ourselves some more of the grubblers.
Acquired.
That's going to be really important. That.
I need to survive.
Okay. So I think we needed around 200 more of the powder to finish up that part of the research recipe. How much do we need? Because I want to grab an exact amount more or less. We need to grab... Oh, we could have used the Wolfram plates on stuff. Darn. Oh, well. Were we not using the powder for something? I thought we were using, or did I fill it up? Oh, here we are. Yes, we need 198. Okay. Down here, powder. We need 100. We'll just go ahead and take that. 198. That's 2 extra. And that will keep that factory running for a little bit. Da-da-da. That's done now. We need to get more. Yeah, and then we need to get 600. Six 600 more of the Wolfram powder. We can go ahead and grab a bunch of it from here. So we're going to go ahead and run past this base. Whole thing of Wolfram powder here.
I can use that.
Boop. There we go. We need a bunch of the Wolfram plate, which we can also get from here. Okay, we'll come back at some point to refill that. Once that's fully done, that's just going to go ahead and crank away. Ah! Darn it. Myself. wasn't anything over here that I needed to grab, did I? I don't think so. Okay, let's go in here and let's grab some stuff. From in here, it'll be useful. We have food products here. We have a lump station. Gathered food. Let's go ahead and grab all that. Yeah, we'll leave this stuff here. Well, we should take the war bonds. Let's take the war bonds and the heavy ammo. Full enhancements with us. Let's go ahead and jump up. Now I need to include another survival one. What are the two that I have with me right now? So increase by that and increase my max health. This one is going to be a increases harvester damage by 25%, which is actually better. So go ahead and swap that one out with that one.
I am now better.
We'll take that old one and we'll stick it back in here. Okay. Recipes. Let's see. We need to take the food stuff. Let's use the it's here and here. Per plant stuff. There. Rubber's there. The star tiers are going to go in here. So we can have that. We can get the hydro bulbs in there. Is there anything else? Oh, there's glow cap stuff. Yes. Okay. That's better. And then we have a couple things that we can just throw in the recycler. Go ahead and do that. Set up. Okay. Wonderful. It's everything we need to do it for the moment. I think what we're going to do is, after the next Ruptura, we are going to head up that way and explore some more. I think that's kind of our best option at the moment, just to kind of see more of what we have and get things going that way. So we got defense turrets set up. We've got just things just working themselves along as we go. Okay, so that's rebuilt again. Good. I think we only needed a couple more of this.
That's just what I need.
We not? Take this, throw this into our research here. Uh-huh. There we go. Fantastic. So we still need to get the synthetic silicon, and that will open up a lot more possibilities to us. But for the time being, it's kind of all we're getting to. We have more war bond stuff. Let's throw the heavy ammo in there. Let's see. We've got some calorie gels. Okay. Next thing we can use. Yeah, we don't have a weapon thing here, do we? Uh-huh. I think we built it briefly, and then we got rid of it, because I didn't need to keep it. Equipment upgrade table. Put that there just for a second. The shotgun... Oh, we didn't want to do just the shotgun. We wanted to try and get this Grim, this infantry machine gun. So let's hold off on that. It needs 110. We're at 92 right now, so we're actually really close. Once we do that, then we can use heavy ammo, which will be even better. So let's hold off on that for the time being. Did we set up to start selling things off through the system here? Okay, that's all the ceramics coming in.
Just what I need.
Okay, let's go find out the next thing that we need to set up for. Here. Here. Let's hold off on this, so go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so future solutions. We can get the pressurizer and the sulfur ore, which allows us to get more stuff. That requires either heat-resistant sheet or the applicator. I think we'll hold off on that. We could start sending glass and get the mega press, which is not a bad idea. We can make the inductor, can we not? I think we've unlocked the inductor. We just haven't gotten around to do... No, we need to put the... we need to throw in ceramics into there. Yeah, we just need to make a bunch of ceramics. Oh, let's go grab some stators and throw them in here. Like it was 200 of the stator. So 200. Let's go grab ceramics. Need one more ceramic, and we have the inductor duct. Yes. Put it in there. Kind of working our way there. We're getting there. Let me go grab like one thing of ceramic. Let's get that done. Just need one of you. The rest of you can go in there. There we go. Inductor. Nice. Go ahead and throw the points in there. Hey. The mega... Okay, so that needs glass. Or the synthetic silicon. Whichever we get first. That needs the inductor or the stabilizer, which we could do. That needs glass. And that needs the... Okay, so let's go ahead and throw the glass in. We can make glass. We can send glass going. Okay. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good for the time being. Here comes the glass. I do want to take a quick look here. Okay. So we're right there on the map. Kind of went up as far as there. It's further along. Okay. We are going to go ahead and take another stab at going that direction. For what time we have. I don't know how further along we are on the rupture. I want to see if we can actually damage the big guy. If we can, that's good. If we can't, that's bad. But we have other options and opportunities we can go take a look at. So let's see if we can do that. I do want to be careful because nasty customer. So we want to take our time. Oh, there goes our pistol going. There goes the turret going off.
Acquired.
It's nice that you're kind of working your butt off to get that done there, now, aren't you?
I need to survive.
Not amazing, but survivable. Okay, grab a lot of this polyfruit because we can start making more food from it. Over the drain plant. And let's head this way. Star tears. Serpent root.
Grenade!
Really not a fan of you, my man. Okay, we're gonna go up this way and see what we find.
Acquired.
Found a drone. get along? We got kind of about here near the monolith, and then we got attacked by stuff.
I need to survive.
Thing is humongous, my gosh. Let's go a little higher.
Ruptura activity detected.
Oh, bad time.
I recommend finding a safe place.
Nope, let's run back. It's a little too much, it's not enough time. And, if I put anything down, they're just going to attack it, which will just, cause issues. I don't think we're going to make it there. So we're going to do the next best thing. Habitat. Or core in habitat. I can't build to that one. Okay. I can't put a thing up like that. Okay. Nope, don't need that. We need an airlock. You. Okay, well, now we're just in here for the moment. Yikes. But you know what we can do? We can also build a couple other things in here. In terms of the analyzing station. For those.
Data collected. Let's send this.
Ruptura's eruption has started. Prepare for impact.
Okay, we need to build a recipe station. And throw the food in here.
Planet is being incinerated.
Okay. Got the per plant. Okay, break that down. We'll just wait for this to cool down, and we will continue on. Whew.
Planetary temperature within acceptable parameters.
Dehydrated.
Excuse me.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna use that. We'll use another Figgler. Make it good. And we are going to go ahead and do a dismantle. That's not what I'm looking for. 58? No. We don't want to do that. No. We're doing this. We're doing that one. Yeah, I was going to grab more stuff. No. We don't want to do that. Ooh, Ignitium. Let's go get that. A second here. I just need stretch my neck a little bit. Okay. Hopefully in the future they'll make it so then when it saves, it doesn't hitch crazy like that. Now, question is, do the vermin show up?
Gotcha.
After this, or do they only show up after you get the buildings going? After the regeneration starts. Seemingly, if they don't show up until a little later after, and this stuff is, then you can kind of go into these areas kind of unopposed. Is what the feeling is. Okay. Oh, there's some more Ignitium right there. Let's go grab that. Less enemies have to fight at the moment, I think the better. Increases aim speed. There's warp bonds though. I'll take the heavy ammo. I'm not gonna worry about the pistol ammo stuff. Oh, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I was supposed to make the jump there and go through between the entryways. That's what they want us to do. Back in here. Yeah. How to make that jump. And dash in. Okay. More war bonds. You're maxed out. Ooh, yeah, that's good. I'll take the damage memory module. We get the tube and the valve. We do want the valve. That's level 5 stuff, so that's good to get. Let's see. What's this say here? Tablet. Dawn of the Soul. Our immortality is not real immortality. The only thing we've accomplished is to increase our longevity. It's no different from the constant advancements in medicine. The end of the soul, proposed by Damish, is far from the truth. People remain mortal so long as discs remain in the material world. What makes a disc different from a body? What's the difference between a sleeve and a pacemaker, or an organic transplant? Until we are able to transfer consciousness into the simplest form of ones and zeros, Homo sapiens will not become the immortal Homo Deus. We can still only find eternal life in God because only He is able to give it to us. Today's world has become poisoned by temptations, and discs are a curse. They prolong life, but they do not improve its quality. They make us forget what's important. We succumb to pride and hypocrisy, thinking we will have time to fix everything. We don't realize that we can still end, that discs can be destroyed, that our consciousness will depart this world. We have been deprived of the mercy of witnessing the death of our loved ones. We don't feel the breath of the Grim Reaper on our backs, but it's there, constantly watching and waiting for a mistake, a misstep. An accident when we're all alone and there will be no one to move us to a new sleeve. Beware the false belief in immortality. Beware of being too prideful, as this is what caused Lucifer's downfall. And what was it called? What was it? It was called The Dawn of the Soul by William Boris. Some interesting thoughts there. Good, we can get some food stuff. We can get some more research. Is there anything else around here? There's some rubble, but not much else. Okay, looking at the map. We need to go... There's more rubble over here.
I can use this.
Okay, I think we need to go... I think we need to go either this way or that way. Good question, which way to go. Let's go this way. Probably a lot of drain plant right here. But what do we find over here? Even more facility. That's titanium. Grab that drone stuff. Okay, so I think let's go this way. Let's go through these trees. More grubbler trees by the look of it, I guess. Hold here. Okay. Oh, there's another little facility there. Oh wow, this is kind of a cool place. It's got water, it's got stuff like this. I wonder if there's a way that we can actually break down the old buildings, because it's a shame that some of these can't be used again, but kind of an eyesore. That's probably a monolith. Then there's the building that we're at now. Let's go in here and see what we can find. If there's anything here. Greetings from the Raptura system. Violetta Khan to Lorelei Zerly. Hey, I'm finally at the base and everything here is so fantastic. Dangerous alien, but fascinating. I want to tell you everything, but you know how it is. I can't divulge any details. I can't even tell you if I was able to find anything or not. It's so frustrating. Tell me, how are you? How's work? Hey, I'm happy for you, but I'm also a little jealous. The company cut my budget, but they also axed my department completely. Everyone wants to invest in the Raptura system now. Raptura. They don't talk about anything else. It's so stupid. They haven't even fully explored Mars yet, and now we're off to a completely alien galaxy? It's so short-sighted. So it's possible I will soon have to find a new line of work. I'm sorry to hear that. Can I help you somehow? Maybe you'd like to work with me? I could mention you and the right people. It'd be great to see you and have some company. No offense, but I think the idea of working there is completely crazy. I'm not going to risk my life, not just my sleeve, but my actual life, for some stupid corporation that doesn't even respect my work anyway. I'd rather pack my bags and go back to Earth. Paulson Farm to Violaticon. A medical company with many years' experience is looking for participants for a study on pregnancy, fetal development, and child growth during the... Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that... Oh! I think we're in trouble. Yikes! Okay.
Death. It's a necessity.
Oh, that was so nasty. Oh, boy. Well, fudge. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, yes. Yeah, that was unpleasant. Unfortunately, that had, like, all my best stuff, so I have to go back out there again. Yikes. But it seems like right after a Reptura, when there's nothing going on, that's the best time to go, because nothing's alive. Nothing, the vermin aren't alive or anything, so maybe that's the thing we have to do. Hmm. Okay. What other stuff do...
Tier 7 has finished regenerating.
What else do I need to grab? That's all done. Okay. So we still need to get the stuff for the Wolfram plates for the super magnet. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have other stuff clogging the system too. We have more of the stabilizers, I think. Yep, yeah, more of the stabilizers. They're all causing the problem. Oh, gosh. This is what happens when I leave you guys alone for just even a second. Hey. Very frustrating.
If I don't drink something soon, I'm gonna die.
I don't have anything here, dude. We lost everything. Oh my gosh. You know what we need to do? We need to run back to the original base. We don't have a chance. We just have to run back to the original base and grab some food and water from the stuff there. I was a little concerned about going out that way because I was like, okay, what? So the vermin only show up once the planet is regenerated. They basically trigger and will come out of the ground. So that was extremely unpleasant. Oh, let's see if we can get some. We can go get some pricklers. Pricklers will fix us up nicely.
I'm hungry.
Yep. I'm aware. I'm getting you food.
Acquired.
Let's not rush. Okay. Whew.
Need to survive.
Okay, we're good. Just need to grab the pricklers. Okay. Well. Yeah, that one kind of bad. Let's see if we can figure out our problem here at the plant. Nothing can kill me here. We have something jamming up the system. That could be the only thing that's happening here. So this is all just stuck. Where's all the glass going? The glass is just kind of going around. The glass is just filling everything up. What the heck? Okay, so the status are being done. I think we just have too much of stuff in systems. I think that's literally the problem. There's just too much of the glass. Let's go ahead and grab glass, and we will bring it to the things. I think that's literally all that's happening. Let's go ahead and shift, yeah, shifting that. There we go. Grab some more glass. It's got ceramics here, which are trying to fill into the system, yeah. Let's go ahead and make a small change. I think that might help. We take this, and we throw this into here. There we go. I see that being the problem. I think what I need to do is I need to make a small change here. So this is actually not working like I was hoping it would. Okay, so I think the way this is set up is that I can't do multiple lanes like this unless it's different products and they're all going to a certain line. So I think that's part of the problem. So this is not... So there is problems with what I've got right now. So that's annoying. But I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about it. You learn and you live and let live. You learn and you move on. I think that's all I can really do here. I was hoping it would do something along the lines of moving things around in such a way that it would take bits and pieces, and if one line was stuck or completely blocked up, they'd use the other lines. It doesn't seem that that's what the logic of the rails use, which is frustrating, but I think it makes sense. It just means that I can't do what I was expecting to do, and having multiple lanes where things go. Just here it works fine because we're splitting off all the information from one thing into a whole nother system here. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's just taking the grass. It's just taking the glass from over there. It's pulling it through this entire long system, rather than just pulling the glass from
Acquired.
kind of where we were. I don't know. It doesn't quite make sense to me of why it's doing that. So we're getting glass in, but the glass is then coming back out. I think that's the biggest problem, is that we're feeding glass in while it's pulling stuff back out as well. I think I've heard an issue issues people have had with the pull system is that it will pull things from both the storage depot and wherever manufacturing is, and then just kind of this loop thing of pulling out of storage, putting back into storage, or whatever. Glass is going into the storage, but then we're getting stuff pulled out of storage that just goes along the way it is. I don't think it's working the way I want it to, unfortunately. Because it's only doing... Yeah. Here, let's go ahead and try adding another line here and see if that does anything. I doubt it will. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't bother. That's frustrating. See, because there's glass that's coming around. I guess that's fresh glass, isn't it? I don't know. It's... Maybe I need to look into how the draw system works, because it's not working the way I'd expect it to. We at least have stuff going the way it needs to, but the pull system seems just not working the way I would expect it to. I'm under the impression that it will use just one rail per item. So having it split like that doesn't really help. I don't know. Maybe I need to go into the Discord and take a look and see what people have found out, because doesn't seem to be working like I was hoping for. Maybe I can post a thing and say, hey, it seems like I'm having issues with the pull system. It only ever wants to use one rail, not three. and find out if there's something going on with that. I don't know. There we are. We're getting some status going there. Because it feels like what's happening right now is that it's making the glass, it's pulling it through the system, it runs all the way through here. They're just doing a giant loop rather than going straight into the reservoir like it actually should be. It's taking this giant loop instead, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. That's very frustrating to see. In the future, I'll need to figure out how it's set up, because I think what I did was a little too ambitious, and I think it's not broken the game, but the game is not sophisticated enough to actually do what I thought it could do and meet my intentions. I think that's the only problem. I think in many ways it's still working perfectly fine. The problem is that the way I have everything built with the intentions of, because these lines, these have not been touched a single time. Not once have these been used, which is frustrating because I would have liked to have used them to kind of separate some stuff from this, but it's not working that way. So in the future, I need to keep working on the singular lines like I was expecting. And I can do the split off stuff when it's going into certain machines, or yeah, I think just into specific machines. I might be able to make, I don't know if I'll be able to use the multi-rails. Here, you know what? We're going to even go to the Discord right now while we're waiting on stuff and just see what people say. So let's see. Give me a second. Where is that Discord? There it is. Okay. When you use the multi-rail into a single-rail connectors to merge and split a long run, you have to make sure the split rails don't ever connect downstream, as all drones will use the shorter path to deliver items. Don't use the X pull anywhere to merge them back together. Here's someone's question. This is in the your vision section, which is kind of like your input, kind of your ideas and suggestions to the devs. Let me read out what this question suggestion for the devs. Every factory game should have possibility to build a central gigafactory, but it's not possible here. The main issue is unique drone rail system versus classic belts and splitters and joiners. We would need a new rail part allowing that, or maybe better, change the multi-rail behavior. In my setup, I tried to use multi-rails to achieve that, but they didn't work as intended. Before update 1, drones were switching rails, but not using all 3 lanes and sticking only to 1. After update, they stopped switching, and my setup didn't work anymore, and I had to rebuild all to single rails. After latest hotfix, they're switching back again. I understand that multi-rail purpose is different, just cosmetic in fact, and drones should not probably switch, probably considered a bug, but it would seem to let them switch, and also let them using any free lane instead of being stuck on one. That would be great. Solve the problem and allow gigafactory construction. And it would give multi-rails some functionality instead of just a cosmetic purpose. See my setup in the pictures overview in the gigafactory layout and the detail of multi-rails where drones are stuck and not using free lanes. Is there a better way of using multi-rails? They seem extremely fiddly for doing runs and can't seem to extend them easily like with single rails. Let me see what this guy says. Any tips on how to use multi-rails? My single rails have filled up to capacity, need a solution. I already got a 5-rail multi-rail. So let's see what this guy says. Best way to figure them out is to think of them as 5 individual rails just close together. Now, instead of building 5 separate rails, you build just one 5-rail and save a lot of space this way. But that also, those posts that I just read out, that was back in April 22. April 22 is when those were posted. So nearly a month ago. Yeah, let's see someone else that seemingly was having trouble here. So it looks like, oh yeah, this is someone talking about the roundabout, which we saw, the one that has the 8 spokes in kind of a wagon, the wagon wheel essentially. They're doing 3 rails into one roundabout and 1 out to a machine and 1 to another. It doesn't feel right. I missed the rail stacking with the white box. Okay. But roundabout rails are not great. They do not hold the rail speed and slow everything down for 1. Ugh. So it sounds like, yeah. Oh, that's just a gargle mesh. Really? Hmm. Yeah, so from what I'm seeing in the posts here is that the multi-rail stuff, it just doesn't work properly. So this was a post that somebody did back in 510. Checking back after a few months. Have they fixed the multi-rails yet? Let's read what was said here. Someone says yes, they fixed them. Okay, well, that didn't explain it. Shoot. Okay, well, we are done for today. Things are working out as they need to be, but it looks like we're not going to be able to do anything particularly fancy in terms of when things get done. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. When the next Ruptura thing happens off stream, I'm going to go run back there, and I'm going to go grab my stuff and anything else that was there and just leg it again. Because that was just a scary big area that I couldn't deal with stuff. I just don't want to mess with that. So, yeah. And then when we make our next factory, I'm going to try and do something a little bit more small scale, as well as not mess with the multi-rail stuff too much, because it seems like it just doesn't work the way it needs to. I'm also going to read more into the Discord and see, or maybe some YouTube stuff. Maybe someone has YouTube things that kind of explain how the multi-rails work, so I can make them function a little better in the future. But, yeah, so we're going to get, so we need to get the synthetic silicon at one point. We will then get the, we'll get chemicals going, and we'll consider this area done, and we will move on to a new area that makes our tier 5 resources as we move on. Because a lot of that stuff needs to be upgraded to make new research and continue things on. I'm also going to be working on getting an ignitium, so we can get some of this better stuff. I need to make like 3 more fabricators so we can get the new stuff. Heck, we'll do that right now. I think it's just building them. I don't think it's actually like putting them to work, essentially. Let me go ahead and just grab... Oh yeah, I don't have any materials because I lost all those. Give me 1 second here.
I think I can use this.
Give me those. Let's go ahead and just build 3 right here now, so we can actually activate that, that bit. Because if we can get better extractors, yep, there we go, task completed. Go in here. Dink, there we go. I now have the fabricator level 2s. Which means I think I can actually make it. I can make it so that this stuff is made faster up here, so we can make the building materials quicker and stuff like that. So that could be used. That could be nice to have. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys here, and we will come back to this next Monday, and I will let you guys know about anything. I think that we're gonna keep everything going on here like this. But I think for the most part, we are going to need to start exploring to new areas. We're going to start exploring new areas while this stuff is going on. I think we probably have our best bet of going into that desolated area, kind of up into here, where we found stuff. I think that's kind of our next area to go to, because we've got helium, we got calcium, we've got wolfram, stuff like that. And I'll do a quick little looky-loo, because I think for some of the materials, I don't think we need...
The Moon Energy Corporation...
You want that's even better.
Your shipment. You can claim your reward in the corporate terminal.
Do that. And I'm also going to take a look at the resources that I get for level 5, and see if there's... anything that we use more specifically. I think there's more stuff I can use for the glass. I think we'll go ahead and just run the
That's just what I need.
the glass through here, so we could just have that running and do glass. So the glass is going to keep going. But yeah, I will let you guys know. I'm going to do a little bit of work just in these areas. I'm not going to try and do anything crazy. But yeah, I'm going to go back and get my stuff from that area when I get the chance. And we will come back to this on Monday, and we will continue on from there. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you guys being here. I hope you're able to enjoy my absolute buffoonery as I figure out stuff with the game. But yeah, I hope that... as we go along, we're able to get some better stuff going. If we get any new materials or something like that, if we get any new research, I'm going to hold off until we get back on stream with this. But yeah, I will do a little bit of exploration and stuff, just in terms of seeing what's available before we get stuff. Because if we start doing a new factory and things, we're going to need to kind of figure out things in terms of like what materials we need to get and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, we're getting back into Mindustry. We're going to get back into, I think it was Stained Mountain, I think. We just unlocked Titanium. We need to work on some stuff, and then we might even play with a little bit of, automation with, logic stuff, if we can. I'm certainly going to experiment with it. I don't know how far I'm going to make it work, but, we're going to see. A lot of the game has, we're opening up a new section of the game in terms of like the tech and things that we can do. So we're going to be doing that, using some new units and getting more research done. So yeah, I hope I will see you guys then. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you're doing well. And I will see you guys in the next stream that you catch me with. Until then, take care and good night.